the dead that couldn't hide. Say he paints the skies using clouds as parchment wide. Every storm is one last cry from the dead that couldn't hide. Fishermen pray before they sail to silence tides and hush the wail. For if the bell begins to toll, the sea has come to claim its soul. A king once ruled with strength and pride, but feared betrayal on every side. He forged a mask with cursed design, promised to guard what he called mine. Thorns twisted into silver steel, it bound his face, began to peel. He spoke no more, his heart grew cold, a prisoner to the lies he told. The mask of thorns, it never sleeps. It drinks your soul, it cuts too deep. The crown was gold but painted red. Now he walks though he is dead. He wanders halls of stone and bone, in silence carved from heavy throne. Each step echoes with his grief, a ghost condemned by disbelief. Mask of Thorns. The mask still waits for hands to wear, for hearts too weak, for eyes that stare. Beware the crown with shining horns and the curse of the Mask of Thorns. The Mask of Thorns. shine like stars. A holy night from distant wars. She fell defending sacred ground, but rose again when evil found. Flesh remained, just armored bone. A burning will accursed her throne. She guards the gate with sword in hand. No mortal soul may cross her land. The hollow saint with blazing eyes, defender still, though spirit dies. A vow too strong to break or fade. She walks the world that honor made. One thief approached to steal her flame. He vanished whispering her name. Now every thief who seeks her blade is turned to dust in holy shade. They say she waits for final war, to raise the sword and ride once more. A ghost in steel with burning hate. The hollow saint guards heaven's gate. The clockmaker wins what can't be undone. Each take a breath, each turn a sun. He doesn't age, he doesn't sleep. Whoa. He gathers souls he'll always keep. The clockmaker wins what can't be undone. Each tick of breath, each turn of sun. He doesn't age, he doesn't sleep. He gathers souls he'll always keep. Always keep. Final, the clocks still chime on silent streets. In rhythm. She walks where the swamp refuses light. A shadow clad in silken lace. Her eyes reflect the drowning stars, and her kiss is death's embrace. They say she lost begin. No keeper there, no mortal hand, just whispers pulling sailors in. It shines with tales from ships long gone. Each glow a soul, each storm a grave. They sail toward it, mesmerized into the rocks no God could save. The crimson lantern shows no shore. Just death behind a blood-lit door. No compass points, no window bays, where shadows call through crimson haze. One ship fought back and turned its sail. But still the red light trailed its trail. They found her wreckage days from land, the lantern gripped in captain's hand. Final. Mark the light that does not move. It leads to depths no map can prove. A burning eye with no remorse. The crimson lantern knows your course. Mark the He turned lead to gold with whispered fire. A man of secrets, scorned and feared. They came at night to steal his lore and burned his tower as crowds cheered. But death could not dissolve his will. His ashes swirled into the skies. The clouds grew black marker carved, no name to spell. They rose in wind and whispered song to right the silence done so wrong. Their voices echo through the trees, a choir of ghosts, a bitter breeze. They sing of blood, of cries unheard. Their music forged in final word. The choir of the nameless wails through broken swords and shattered tales. Their harmonies are grief and flame. Their music forged in final word. The choir of the nameless wails through broken swords and shattered tales. Their harmonies are grief and flame, a song of those who had no name. A general heard them in his bed and wept for all the words unsaid. He left his medals on the shore and joined the ones he fought before. Final. Now every dusk their chorus grows, where war forgets and silence flows. A warning deep in every chord. The nameless never drop their sword. Now every dusk their chorus grows, where war forgets and silence flows.